So you're going to be tighter to the truck. This is a huge difference right here. Okay, so let's just talk about nitrogen.
Yeah.
Why?
Nitrogen.
Yeah, he's not normal though. It's in the suspension of tanks, suspension of commercial aircrafts that the military uses. And I have seen now accumulators and nitrogen used in the float function in heavy equipment.
Nitrogen in the wing back. Here we
Go getting a big ego on yourself now. Bob's your uncle. Okay, well, my phone was ringing. And I saw a white truck with an orange plow on it. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's got to go back and check out what all the boys are doing. So if you don't know what's happening today in today's video, Rick is driving all the way in from Michigan to Minnesota because he's made some pretty major changes to the SNO Power Plow, and he wants all of you guys to know about it. And one of the changes, I don't know what all of them are. One of the changes is the connection system with the western mount. My understanding is he's completely changed that around. So we're taking this one in and getting the new mount. But we'll let him do all the talking. Look, Alex has got his.
It's gonna turn around. I see you guys working on it. A lot of wood.
Frankie, I'm taking off.
All right.
All right. All right, guys, I'm up at Iron Valley Equipment, and they're based out of St. Cloud. And there is a lot of stuff here. Michael, how are you, sir?
I am good. How are you today?
Good. Is this one of your guys' trucks?
It is. It's one we've just finished for one of our landscaping companies. It's 49,000 pound hook lift. They use it with all sorts of things. They'll use it to move equipment, move supplies. They can set a roll-off body on a site having materials and equipment.
So you guys build out trucks?
We build those out for hook lifts. We build out contractor bodies or smaller. This is one that came in yesterday. Should be through the shop and ready to go to a customer by the end of next week.
Okay, so I guess I didn't realize. I know you guys did SNO Power, but I guess I didn't realize you guys also build out trucks.
We do. We also work with a lot of municipalities with sweepers, and a new line they're carrying is multi-hog, where you can put a snow plow, you can put brooms, you can put all sorts of stuff. But let's get to the shop and see your plow.
With the scissors.
Sometimes I have to pry those bolts out, and this is just the quickest thing to grab.
Almost like you've done this once or 5 times before.
Not many times this year.
No. So let's go into the shop. We're here to check out the differences in the SNO Power. And this is the guy that invented it right here. Rick, how are you, sir?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Been a while.
Let's get these because you have made massive changes to the SNO Power Plow. So let's put the brand spanking new one right next to our old one. Alex just dropped this off. This is the one that we've been using now for a year, 2 years, Alex? How long have we been using it?
2 seasons.
2 seasons? Okay. I mean, we don't count this season, but...
No,
All 8 inches.
yeah, all 7.9 inches. Don't give us too much credit. There turned out to be a lot of changes. So we're going to put these plows side by each and let you take a look at them one next to the other. So let's flip this plow around and get them back to back. let's just go through this. You said you spent off camera over $500,000 just in research and development trying to perfect this plow. And what you've done is completely night and day, almost different, except for the moldboards.
Right, we spent a lot of time. I did more than 15 beta test plows, and we hit a lot of curves. But as we were building them, we would take that plow and change it and beat it up and to where it was no use anymore. And we built another one and kept on going. And it was over 8 months, and it delayed for this winter.
So a lot of guys were questioning, like, I'm just going to go through, like, when guys first seen this, they looked at it and said, that's a lot to break. And now over here, everything has been cleaned up. You actually went from, it looks like, I'm just guessing, somewhere around 14, 15, 16 hoses on this unit down to 7?
Down to 7. Down to 7.
Okay.
And then the way we captured them, I just didn't want it to fail. And people were looking at it saying, I can't even keep up with the hoses. I wouldn't even know what's wrong on which hose. And I just went to the drawing board. There was like 10 different things that were must have. And that's what I did. This cylinder went, we flipped it from being this way to that way. That brought the hose up.
There's the old, and the hose is right next to the ground. So now the hose is protected behind. Okay.
This cylinder here used to be up here, and we had ribs up here, but we didn't have as much strength on the bottom. You'll see just one rib on the bottom.
That's the old, and this is a nitrogen cylinder. So now you switched it. You've got a heavier duty.
It's a 1/2 inch bigger in diameter, and our accumulator is around the cylinder instead of another tube above the cylinder.
Okay, so let's just talk about nitrogen.
Yeah.
Why?
Nitrogen.
Why nitrogen? I don't even know why you would use nitrogen.
Well, it's like a built-in spring, but like for the trip, when you have a spring, I'm going to use fictitious numbers, but you got 500 pounds of hold with a spring. As it stretches, it goes 5, 6, 8, 12, 15, or 2,000 pounds of pull because it's being really hard. Nitrogen might go 5, 6, 7, 8 because it doesn't build all that pressure. It just smashes a little in it. And then nitrogen is a larger molecule, and that's what all the commercial airplanes use. They use it every day for years. They don't go down to the runway and check the nitrogen, make sure we're going to land. It just works.
Okay, so it's in the landing gear of
the suspension, yes.
The suspension of commercial aircrafts. It's in the suspension of tanks.
The tanks, yes.
That the military uses. So that's when people started to ask me, because we start to try to figure out why you do what you do. Right. This is the difference, and I have seen now accumulators and nitrogen used in the float function in heavy equipment as well.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's correct.
Yep.
And I'm going to plug my son. He worked in the military. And he was the mechanic, the master mechanic for the plane for the refueling. And that's how we learned it, because he has to charge that as to how much weight he's carrying. And he knows that he doesn't have to change it unless the weight's there. And he taught me the hydraulic system.
Okay, so this is your trip cylinder now.
That's the trip cylinder.
So the trip cylinder is going to the top of the blade, back down to the frame, versus at the bottom of the blade going back down to the frame, which kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's better leverages in our whole hydraulic system. I won't say the numbers. I'll just say it's a lot less pressure, which is a lot less draw on your battery. All of our cylinders are larger with bigger diameter, which lowers the pressure.
So there we've got that's your accumulator. Your nitrogen accumulator is the top one right there. There's your main cylinder. Now you've got just this freaking big, beefy
it is big, but
tank of a cylinder down here with the accumulator wrapped around the cylinder, because that's a more efficient way of operating.
Yes, it's easier to put that around a cylinder than to take another cylinder. And I drew from my back blade time on how the lift cylinder is horizontal. This one lifts faster and 2 inches higher.
1, 2, stacked on top of each other.
The bottom one is just a great big one. It's the biggest one we've ever built. It's 3 inches in diameter, and that is a mono push cylinder instead of 2 push cylinders. We replaced 2, which eliminated a lot of hoses and crossovers to get them tied together, and that works better.
So everything is clean. Okay. What about your connection system? So you can connect to a Boss, you can connect to Western, and your Boss connection system has been pretty good.
It's been great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 0 issues with Boss, right?
0 issues.
But we had nothing but issues with the Western.
Absolutely.
Right?
And terrible mounts. It's on me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make them separate. This is what we fixed for our last version. This is bulletproof now. You can see how it's tied together. The old one was literally just this piece, and I was trying to make it strong enough. But now that we have all this with this gusset, you haven't had any problem with this one. We haven't been plowing much snow, but
I
it
can already
works.
tell that how the other one was independent with that structure
Right.
that came across the bottom and tied in. This full tubed in frame right there, as soon as I seen that, I was like, gosh, I'm excited to try it, but haven't had a chance yet.
Right,
you know?
right.
But
Now,
the 3 hours I did with it was great.
Right, sure.
our big whopping 3 hours snow push. Has that stayed the same?
This headgear was a lot like a Boss. I kind of call it the candy cane. So you had a Western on this one, and with the Western, the way it's hooked to the truck, we were 6 inches, maybe 8 inches out farther than what it should have been. The bumper's
Yep.
here.
Yep,
Now,
absolutely.
what we did last year, the adapter mounted to the headgear. Now, the adapter mounts to the truck, whether you have
So when you call it the candy cane, do you guys see that? Look at
right.
that's there, and now we're. So you're
Correct.
going to be tighter to the truck.
Yes, and the adapter, whether it's Western, Fisher, or whatever, we know where it is on the truck. So we bring the adapter out so it's straight is straight, and we're always right off the wing cylinder. All this ribbing and everything got to be put down low. It's all down here reinforcing the impact area. All the workload's down there, so I was able to have all of this with no additional weight. This plow is 50 pounds lighter. We put it on a diet and it's better. It is.
But wait, there's more.
This is an adjustment. If you have a 2-inch lift kit or Chevys and Fords, they're on different heights.
Yeah.
When you put this on your truck, we have 6 inches of adjustability for the, I'll call it the push frame receiver for height. We have kickstands that you have to push down,
On
and
the
once
old
they're
one.
down,
On
it
the
holds
old
it
one.
up.
Yep.
I didn't like that. So now we have jack stands, not a kickstand, but a jack stand. When the headgear is on your truck,
Yep.
this jack stand goes out on an angle. You drop it down, put the pin in it, and when the headgear goes forward, it goes right up on that and lifts it right off of our hooks. This is our own proprietary connection.
But wait, there's more.
But yeah, if it settles into the ground
Yeah.
in the fall,
Okay.
put your headgear up, put your jack stands down lower, tip it forward, and you lifted it up higher without the jack.
With all these changes, are you still able to connect to a Boss, to a Western snowplow?
And Boss, Western, Snow X, and Fisher, all of them.
You can.
Yeah. And there's not a difference because we got rid of the candy cane and we can make the adapter specific to more specific to a Western and so on.
And is it still a plug and play installation? So a guy that has basically I would call it a skill level 3 out of 10, if he can wire a couple things up to his battery and fish it through his firewall, he's in business. Is that still
3
accurate?
connections, positive, negative on the battery, and key on power. Then all you got to do is run the wire. We even have this work light, off-road work light, integrated into our remote.
Yeah, it's like turning on the sun.
But I had it programmed in.
Do you still sell the 12-footer?
We sell the 12 and the 14.
Which is the more popular model?
The 14.
The 14?
14.
Imagine that. Wonder where you got the idea to build a 14-footer
Yeah.
from.
Bang, baby.
Yeah, that was me. I'm in my garage, and I'm like, Rick, you got to build a 14-footer. And Rick's
Right.
like, you actually think
That's
somebody's...
that big.
Yeah, it's too big. Nobody's going to do it. I'm like, Rick, just do it. Just guys want a bigger thing, right? Bigger's always better.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. By just going with a little bit bigger of a front plow, I'm all in. I mean, you don't have a back plow on your truck anymore.
No, and this right here makes it so that I don't need one where I got to go hook up to a trailer. I'm not messing with a back plow to hit this swap, and every time it snows, I'm swapping.
No offense, Rick, but I took all my snow powers off my truck and I put them all on the front. That's a sharp looking. Oh, look, you're getting a booger. You're getting a booger.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's when he was moving around, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay, this kind of is. I like this idea. The valves are the same.
They're all the same. It's not left, right, or up or down. This one's turned backwards just the way we did our wiring. But all of these 8 valves are all the same. If you need a valve, here's your valve. And better yet, for diagnosing, underneath, you can take the left wing and flip it with the right wing, hit the switch, and you'll know if there's a problem at the cylinder, or a problem on the valve, or which valve, because you can easily diagnose just by switching sides, because the valves are all the same.
Valves are the same, universal. So I think we've answered the big questions. The guys that had issues with snow power in the past were saying there was an awful lot going on. You've put
Yes.
$500,000 of your own money into making improvements on this thing. You completely changed everything about snow power and the only thing you really left is the size. Even the hookup system has completely changed. You don't even have, I mean, everything has been completely revamped from the ground up. Guys wanted to know about nitrogen. Why nitrogen? I had no clue that it was in the landing gear of aircrafts and military tanks. That's a good thing to know. So
Right. It's proven.
it's a proven system. And if you guys happen to be in Minnesota, the Minnesota installer is,
Iron Valley Equipment.
Iron
They're
Valley-
in 2 spots. They're up in Fargo also.
they're in North Dakota.
Yeah, Fargo.
Okay, so if you're in North Dakota, you can get it there, and in St. Cloud in Minnesota. But what else should we know?
Wait to the end of the video, and here it is. I'm going to give you something he doesn't even know about. There's a reason why I've got 1 cylinder and 1 push cylinder, and this center section is only this wide. There's something coming this fall, guys. I didn't even tell Stan, but I like to give little tidbits out, and there's your little egg.
So your guess is as good as mine, because he has not told me anything about this. We're going to put this on Alex's truck. We're going to tune it in. That's the mount that hooks onto the truck. Now, instead of the mount hooking onto the actual head unit. Alex, you got almost a 5-inch lift on this truck, you think?
I would say when I first measured from the ground to the top of the wheel well, I was at 39. Now I'm at 44 and a half.
Because we put in heavier duty front springs right here. I mean, that's the thing.
100 pounds a piece, and then 35-inch tires.
Tires. So, all right, you got it dialed in.
Yeah, because of the 6 inches that we were able to capture right here, we went right to the bottom. He's at the limit, but everything is level.
Okay, so that is tuned the right way. So when you tune it, you put 1 wing forward.
1 wing back and see how the cutting edges lift.
Yep, okay, so that's the important thing.
And that's nitrogen moving the wings back.
What are we looking at right here, Rick?
That actually is how far the plow can trip, and with transport mode, we usually don't drive it that far, but that's the push cylinder retracting the nitrogen so that it gets the wingtips off the ground when you're driving down the road. This isn't up all the way. He was just demonstrating how far the...
Let's bring her up all the way once.
There you go.
Okay, so let's look at right here. This is a huge difference. Right here.
Right on.
That's massive.
12 to 4.
Yep.
Not even 3.
Not too tight, though.
No, not
Just
even.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah.
How much does this plow weigh now?
It's now right at 1,200, maybe a little under. That one was 1,250, 60.
Okay.
We've shed 50 pounds.
And are these out and available now, Rick?
They are. We just caught up last week. We've been selling the heck out of them.
Okay.
So they are available right now.
Where do they go? Local dealer, to your website?
You can go on the website. We even have great financing. In 15, 30 minutes at most, they'll let you know if you're financed. And then we'd go to the dealer, or we'll sell it directly to you if there's not a dealer. And here, guys, the warranty. I will guarantee second day air on your parts.
Crack the hood open once, will you, Alex?
I wired this one up. I took it from the single cab and put it into this one.
Oh, you did it yourself. So there you
I
go.
did
If
do it
anybody
myself,
knows.
yeah. Yep.
So yeah, you've got the breaker right here. So you got a positive lead, and then this is the negative lead, and that just goes down to our connector. And then from there, you have the control wire.
It runs right
here.
And then the remote power is linked into the fuse box there.
Right, just key on power.
Yep.
All you have to do is breach the firewall, and you're in there, and it's all done.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's as simple as that. And guys can do the install themselves.
Yeah, you did it. It wasn't bad, was it?
Took me half an hour to an hour to take it out of a truck and put it into this truck.
Yeah, he's not normal though.
Right, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
he's
it
got
comes
some.
fully assembled.
He's got some skills. He's like a little Frankie Jr. He's not quite as good as Frankie though.
Oh, here we
Don't
go.
go getting a big ego on yourself now. But that's all we got for you on this one. Big thanks to Rick for coming all the way from Michigan to show us the upgrades and changes. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing them. I can't promise you where you're going to get to see me use them though.
I sure hope so.
Because we can't get Mother Nature to snow on us. But this is the absolute worst snow season we've ever had in our life, ever. I can't make stories like this up. Last year we had 120 inches of snow. This year we've got 7.9. Go figure. Next year we're going to have 300 inches because everything averages out. Let's just give a synopsis of everything that you have changed in under 1 minute.
Right on. We got the lift cylinder. It's horizontal. It's bigger. It lifts faster and 2 inches higher. We have one push cylinder. It's larger. It just works much better with it. We got rid of all the hoses. We had more than a dozen hoses. We're down to 7. We were able to put this on a 5-inch lifted truck because we have 6 inches of adjustability up and down. Our wing cylinder was lowered and it's bigger. Works better. Our hoses are held much better with our grommets. And when the plow comes up, the wing goes back. With nitrogen, when the plow hits the ground, you have the active cutting edge, follows the train.
And
we don't plow, we shave.
So pretty much everything you guys see from last year's model to this year has been changed except for some of the basics like the moldboard.
Yeah, or the down pressure that we have.
The
nitrogen down pressure, it's patented.
Patented nitrogen down pressure, which we
always there.
never mentioned before. So there you go, and that's coming out this year by SNO Power, right?
Yes, sir.
But that's it for this one. God bless. Go get him, you guys, and we'll catch you guys on another one. See you guys later.